Hey, if you've been following Dave Ramsey's baby steps, first of all, props to you because those steps have helped millions of people build strong financial foundations. But here's the truth that most people don't talk about. His plan doesn't prepare you for the emotional roller coaster that hits after retirement. So, in this video, I am going to talk about 4 blind spots that can totally derail your retirement. So, even if your finances are rock solid, these blind spots will hit ya. So, let's get started. Shawoom! All right, let's dig deeper into these blind spots and let's see what real life success can look like when you address these blind spots head on. Okay, so the first blind spot is the emotional gap in Dave's plan. See, many retirees, including myself, feel anxious, guilty, or even purposeless because no one told us how to emotionally shift gears. See, the baby steps, they may come to an end, but your life doesn't. You need a plan for joy, not just for budgets. So, one approach is to invest in learning and personal growth before you retire. So let's take up a new hobby, enroll in a class, or pursue creative projects that truly excite you. These experiences can help reveal for you some hidden talents you may have, or you get to find out what you're really interested in, and it will really help you shape a vision for your post retirement life. It's important to note that while Dave Ramsey's baby steps will provide a solid framework for financial stability, they don't really address the deeper question of personal purpose or fulfillment after your working years. So, planning for emotional and psychological well being is just as crucial as budgeting for retirement. Yes, it's wise to start this journey long before you actually leave the workforce. So here's an article from AARP, and their article is 6 steps to get emotionally ready for retirement. And in that article, they interviewed a retiree. His name was Craig, and he stated, so for 2 or 3 months, I was like, oh, I'm traveling here, I'm seeing these friends. He's like, but after the initial euphoria, all of that started to wane away. He started to feel lost, without purpose. He was like, what am I going to do with my day? And I can totally connect with him. And then he started to feel guilty because his friends and colleagues were like, oh, you're so lucky to be able to retire. So in the article, he was already feeling bad. And then he felt bad because he felt bad. And it just can be a vicious cycle. And I get it. So if you've ever caught yourself feeling guilty like Craig, you are definitely not alone. But there is a way out of that rut. I've put together a free guide, and honestly, it's like a cheat code for turning retirement guilt into high fives. So if you put passion in the comments, I'll send you my free Passion to Profit checklist. And in just a few minutes, you'll uncover what truly excites you. You'll spot your one of a kind strengths, and you'll start taking simple, small steps towards transforming your favorite passion into a thriving income generator. So, why settle for a dull retirement when you could be living your best life? Cha-ching! All right, let's move on. Blind spot number 2 is the fact that you lose your work identity. See, for decades, your job title defined you. Now you wake up and you're wondering, who am I if I'm not working? Dave's system doesn't touch the emotional fallout of leaving the workforce, which that can be just as jarring as losing a paycheck. It's not just about money, it's also about rebuilding your self-worth outside of a paycheck. You see, for many of us, our sense of worth was tied into our title, and losing that title can be unsettling. So, Teresa Amabile, she's a professor at the Harvard Business School. I'll put the article up on the screen. And so, when she was approaching her own retirement, she researched how ending your work career affects your sense of self. And she was actually able to identify that there were really important psychological shifts that are taking place leading up to and during your retirement. And that really holds true for workers who identify strongly with their job and their organization. So that brings us to blind spot number three, when you don't create a purpose filled second life. Yes. See, retirement isn't the end. Let's look at it as the beginning of your second life. Instead of binge watching Netflix, imagine chasing a lifelong dream and also acquiring wealth all at the same time. You don't need the baby steps to guide you. What you really need is a mission. And no financial guru can help define that mission for you. According to Harvard Health, in this article, 10 ways to find purpose in life. One way to find your purpose is to picture yourself winning the lottery. That way, whatever you do, it would be without any financial concerns standing in the way. And so ask yourself, what would you do if money was no object? Would you travel the world? Would you volunteer? Let's figure out ways to do elements of those same things without a financial windfall. Okay, so for example, if you always wanted to visit Asia, see if you could sign up with a volunteer organization like the Peace Corps. Or let's say you have a passion for photography. So you could start a travel blog, you could start a YouTube channel, you could show people where you share all of the adventures you're on. You can show them tips for doing photography. And then as your audience grows, you actually monetize your channel through sponsorships, affiliate marketing, or selling prints of photos that you've taken. So this way, not only are you living your dream, but you're also creating a new income stream. And it's all by doing what excites you. So my point is, do not allow money to be a limitation. Which brings us to blind spot number four, breaking free from that frugality guilt. Eh, Whew, Dave Ramsey preaches extreme frugality, pay cash for everything, which could make sense while you're working and you're trying to build your retirement. But clinging to that frugality mindset can lead to a lot of missed experiences and possibly regret. So now is the time to spend wisely, but spend it with joy, not hoarding money out of habit. Life is short and your best years are now. See, I myself spent years following Dave Ramsey's baby steps, and I even completed his financial coach mastery training. Yes, I did. See the certificate over there? But when I first retired in 2023, I was truly anxious about spending money after decades of saving and living by a budget. And I had to embrace a new approach. So I started setting money aside, and I would call it splurge money. Or I had vacation money or self care money. And so each month I was giving myself permission to enjoy my hard earned savings. And over time, I'm learning how to find joy in my retirement activities rather than watching my bank account every single day. Now, according to the Teachers and Insurance Annuity Association, most experts think that people really slowly spend their savings after they retire and then poof, it's gone. But in real life, there are many retired people that actually keep most of their money even as they get older. So they said, on average, based on their research, someone who retires at 65 still has about two-thirds of their money even when they turn 72. In fact, 4 out of 10 people actually had more money at 72 than they did at 65. So, how can that be? Hey, oh, if you want to be in that 4 out of 10 and be a part of that 40% of people, that live this purpose-filled life and generate more wealth? I can show you how. Yes, I have one-on-one coaching. So put passion in the comments, and in the guide that I send you, after you work through the guide, there's information on how to connect with me. Be sure to connect with me so we can get started. Let's be intentional in building a life that feels purposeful, joyful, and uniquely yours. And if any of this hits home, let me know in the comments because I want to know what's the biggest emotional challenge you faced about retirement. And if you're still stuck and you're wondering, what's my purpose? Now that work is almost done, or I'm going to be done in the next 5 years, I want you to check out my next video right here. We're diving into how to build a retirement that actually feels good, not just looks good on paper. That's all I have for now. Thanks for hanging out with me. I've had so much fun with you. So if you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to Budget for Success. Bye for now. Love you guys.